Body language expresses failure. But assumption is not partial, it is total. It is not intellectual, it is experiential. It is not what you think about. It is what you think from. When you truly assume something, you do not have to convince yourself that it is true. You do not have to argue with your doubts or overcome your fears. You simply live from the assumption as naturally as you live from any other belief you hold. You do not have to convince yourself that your name is what it is.
So basically what he's saying also too with that is that it's like there's a difference between a knowing and there's a difference between a belief. The belief still has a little bit of doubt that's there, but when you know it, you just kind of just sit back and you just relax because you know it's coming to you. When you believe it, then it's kind of you somewhat like, I believe it's coming, but it's still a little doubt that's there. So, but when you know it, you got no problem. You can just sit back and you can relax, put your feet up. So yeah.
Or that you live where you live, you simply assume these things and live from them. So too must you assume your desires and live from them. This is why the feeling of the wish fulfilled is so important. Feeling is the secret of assumption. When you feel that your wish is fulfilled, you are assuming its fulfillment. When you feel successful, you are assuming success. When you feel loved, you are assuming love. When you feel prosperous, you are assuming prosperity. The feeling is not the result of the assumption. The feeling is the assumption itself. Most people have this backward. They think that they will feel successful when they achieve success, that they will feel love when they find love, that they will feel prosperous when they acquire prosperity. But this is putting the cart before the horse. You must feel successful in order to...
So yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is that what he's referring to is that a lot of people, they are actually thinking about the success without even feeling it. You got to feel it first. This is where the success comes from. You have to feel it first. You can't just think about it and hoping that it'll come to fruition. You got to actually feel it. So yeah.
Achieve success. You must feel loved in order to attract love. You must feel prosperous in order to manifest prosperity. This is not pretending or make-believe. This is recognizing that feeling is the language of consciousness, the way that consciousness communicates with itself. When you feel something, you are assuming it. When you assume something, you are creating it. When you create something in consciousness, it must manifest in experience. This is the law, and it cannot be broken. But the law requires persistence. You cannot assume something for a moment and expect it to manifest immediately. You must persist in your assumption until it hardens into fact. You must maintain your feeling until it crystallizes into experience. You must hold to your assumption until it externalizes itself in your world. This is where patience becomes a burden, not because you are waiting for something to happen, but because you are allowing something to unfold. You are not trying to force your assumption into manifestation. You are simply maintaining the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desire and allowing the law to operate through you. The man who plants a seed does not become impatient with the seed. He does not dig it up every day to see if it has grown. He does not doubt its ability to grow or question the laws of nature. He simply waters it, tends it, and trusts in the process. So too must you water.
So yeah, that's exactly what I was saying earlier about the analogy that with the mind is referenced as the soil, that you go ahead and plant your seed and you do what it takes to make sure that it's planted right and it's getting the right nutrients and it's getting the right nurture that it needs. You're not sitting there waiting for it to blossom or trying to rush the process. You know that the process is going to take its course. You know that nature is going to take its course, so you just sit back and you just be patient. So that's basically what he's referring to. You understand the law.